Hey guys, how we all doing? I hope everybody had a great, safe holiday season. You got to see your friends, your loved ones. I hope all of your dreams and wishes came through for your holiday season 2015. What's up, guys? Welcome back to High Stakes Sports Debates. I'm flying solo today, but that's okay. But also, I just want to apologize. I've basically fell off the grid for 2 weeks, kind of went on vacation, gave myself a little bit of a mental break. I kind of work about 50 to 60 hours a week. I have two main jobs, and I freelance, and I do this channel. So when I actually was on vacation, I had to catch up on all the video games that I wanted to play. You know, all my nerdy stuff, my Pokemans, what was I playing? Some Dead Island Sweet. Just messing up zombies in RPG glory. A lot of other games too. You know, I love games. But this is a sports show, so let's get back to the sports action, folks. As you guys can see from the title below, what are some things we learned about the 2015 fantasy football season? First of all, don't tank if you're in Dynasty. Because guess what happened? I lost Rob Gronkowski, obviously, in the Denver game. That's kind of my franchise. That's, you know, what I'm built around is Gronkowski, just having that tight end advantage. And he went down. And because my running backs were Mark Ingram and Danny Woodhead / Chris Ivory, I wasn't sure if I had enough in it to make a run. So I thought the best thing for my team for the future was to tank. And that was the biggest mistake of my life. Because I calculated the score, and because Russell Wilson decided to become God, I would have won. But you guys don't play Dynasty, and you probably should. And check out DynastyNerds.com. I write for them, and they do a great podcast. Point is, don't tank because you're just dumb if you do. Let's get back to some redraft stuff, though. First thing I learned. Take Rob Gronkowski in the top 3. I get that we are all fascinated. We are, what's the word that I'm looking for? Infatuated with running backs. And I understand there's one tight end slot, 2 running backs, but come on, people. It's time to stop letting Gronkowski pass the top 3. The positional advantage that this man provides you is unprecedented. I mean, you literally can walk into your week knowing, I'm probably going to get a touchdown from Gronk today. I mean, it's literally better than a coin flip odds. So the one thing I learned is, please, people out there, take Rob Gronkowski in the top 3 and stop joking around. I get it. Oh, Adrian Peterson, Todd Gurley for next year, Le'Veon Bell. That's great. Adrian Peterson is probably going to get hurt at age 31. Todd Gurley's the only freaking guy in his offense, and Le'Veon Bell just likes to get hurt every year now. So I can understand an Odell Beckham, a DeAndre Hopkins, blah, 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 but stop letting... I mean, I got him in the second round in a league. I mean, that's just preposterous to me. So the point here is, folks, and one thing I learned is, if you're in the top 3, top 5 at most, take Rob Gronkowski. Another thing I learned in this year's fantasy draft, and it was, I kind of I alluded to it in my previous point, draft wide receivers too, especially if you play PPR. Frankly, if you don't play PPR, that's like using an 8-track player at this point. I just think PPR is the wave of the future. So we talk about wide receivers just being so clutch. A buddy of mine had Odell Beckham, Jeffrey, and Hopkins, and he probably would have won the league had those guys, had Beckham not been suspended and Jeffrey hadn't got hurt. Point is, just an absurd amount of points. And the other thing I love about wide receivers is all it takes is one big play. You could say that about running backs, maybe a Jamal Charles, maybe to an extent a Gurley, but just because of the passing league that we all live in now in the NFL, I just think it behooves everybody to take wide receivers. Hell, my next draft next year, if I take 3 wide receivers, I'm fine. Lock it and load it. Like, for example, if Andrew Luck comes back, if I had like an Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry / Sammy Watkins, T.Y. Hilton, I'm locked and loaded, baby. I mean, that's, to me, is about as solid as you can get. And plus, with Tyrod Taylor under center, watch Sammy Watkins' numbers explode. Explode. So, draft wide receivers as early and often as possible because I like having that wide receiver, and then that solid flex, like nothing less than a wide receiver too. So, and this will bring me to my next point. Number three thing I learned this year in fantasy is we have to stop overvaluing running backs. And this is just off the top of my head. I'm just going to name down some players that you've probably never heard of before this season that were pretty solid. Charkandrick West. Hell, Spencer Ware for a game against Buffalo got you 20 points at PPR. David Johnson came out of nowhere. Devontae Freeman came out of nowhere. Darren McFadden behind Dallas's offensive line, probably a deep round draft pick. The other guys were pickups, but a deeper draft pick. D'Angelo Williams. I mean, because when Bell got hurt, Williams picked up the mail. There are just so many running backs that you just can, as the season progresses, you can pick them up and plug and play them. That's why I'd rather get the wide receiver. All the rules and the safety rules are all built towards keeping the quarterback and the wide receiver safe. I'm going to roll with those guys next year. And you know what? Each and every week when someone goes down, I'll pick somebody up. I'll keep plugging and playing different running backs. Yeah, in my 4th or my 5th round, I'll probably look for a running back, but I'm done being super scared if I don't get a running back in the top 2 rounds. I mean, in one of my redraft leagues, I was 8th overall PPR. Don't ask me how Antonio Brown fell to me there, because he did. And then when it came around, I took Jeremy Hill, thinking, you know what? Only Adrian Peterson and LaDainian Tomlinson had averaged more than 5 yards per carry their rookie year. That's pretty elite company. So I was kind of blinded by that stat. And it kind of hurt me. I was bumped out in the first round of the playoffs by my sister, of course. But in that league, I had West. I had DeMarco, or I had, what's his face? Not D'Angelo Williams. It was another back that I just picked. Darren McFadden, thank you. I picked him up. Someone dropped him while Joseph Randle was the guy. I mean, even Eddie Lacy, a top 5 consensus fantasy pick, bust. So I'm just done overvaluing running backs. If I'm in the top 5, it's wide receiver, Gronk, wide receiver. Look what Julio Jones did in your playoff week. I mean, where was Eddie Lacy? Where was Mark Ingram? Did Adrian Peterson, did he go off for the championship? I don't believe he did. Le'Veon Bell wasn't on the field. Todd Gurley got you that touchdown against Seattle, but it wasn't like one of those boom type of days. So, lesson number 3, stop overvaluing running backs. Don't be scared if you don't get one. Somebody is going to get hurt throughout the season, and you'll be able to use waiver claims to pick these guys up and start them. I mean, as long as you get 10 points, right? I mean, that's considered a win. Well, in standard 10. If you can somehow get 12 plus in PPR, oh my goodness gracious, you're in great shape. So stop overvaluing running backs. But if you disagree, let me know in the comment section below, because I want to hear what you guys think. What running back is worth that risk? Final thing I learned this season, well, I learned obviously a lot of things, but the main things, I'm trying to keep this video short for you guys. We will be back with more content, though, now that vacation's over. The first round quarterbacks it's got to stop. First and second round, frankly. Aaron Rodgers was a first round pick. Didn't really do it for you. Now, I understand Nelson was out, and that's huge. But, come on. You had Josh McCown lighting it up. Russell Wilson at the end of the season lighting it up. Kirk freaking Cousins. Kirk Cousins was a quarterback 1. Would you have thought that? I know I didn't. So when we look at these quarterbacks, there's just so much value. And that's the name of the game. I mean, I can remember, what's his face? A couple Houston quarterbacks, because, that was a rotating carousel all year. A couple of Houston quarterbacks put up quarterback 1 numbers on a weekly basis. That's crazy. You could have picked up Brock Osweiler for a couple of those games and gotten solid 23-point outings. I just don't think that Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Luck, Tom Brady, those elite names are worth that first, second round price tag. And it'll be interesting to see what their ADP is next year because Rodgers didn't have a great season. Luck obviously was injury prone or plagued all season. So, and then those were really the top two guys. I mean, you weren't going hard for Peyton, and obviously Peyton sucked. Although I didn't really think that Kubiak system was a good fit. So, those are the main things I learned. Take Rob Gronkowski in the top three. The tight end positional advantage is absolutely ridiculous. Unless you hit on like this year's Eifert, your tight end's going to get you 7 points. Don't overvalue running backs. Too many plug-and-play guys. Don't overdraft quarterbacks and build your rosters around productive receivers. And usually, those are going to be the teams that make it into the top four. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Tim Hightower was a legitimate RB1 when he started. I mean, where has he been the last couple of years? I feel like he's been banished to the goddamn shadow realm. So, I mean, and you just picked him up and plugged him in. So, those are the things that I learned from this year's fantasy. Also, play Dynasty. It's so much better than redraft, guys. So, thanks for watching this video. If you did, I'm back. We're better than ever. We're rolling into 2016. Love to get some more podcast partners, some more characters on the show to debate some sports topics. So if you're interested, please contact me. Comment in the section below. We do have the internet. We do have Skype. It's not like you have to be in this room to get this going. Also, check out Rebel Media. Great stuff. Lars Lewis is the editor. You know him. He's been on the show. Check out Dynasty Nerds. Check out WBNY Buffalo. Great radio station. You can find them on TuneIn, 91.3 FM WBNY. Go ahead and check them out. And, yeah, thanks for watching this episode. We're going to break down some wild card action in the next video. Hopefully Nick Lippa and maybe Lars Lewis or Tony Callan. Somebody will join us. It's not sure who yet. And yeah, if you like the content, show some love to those thumbs up or down. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down and tell me why. I got to get better, right? Got to get better for you guys. So thank you guys so much for joining the show. This was High Stakes in 2016, and we'll see you here next time. High Stakes Sports Debates.